If you clicked on this video, you either already know you have a failure mindset, or you had a failures mindset and you've come out of it, or you're not sure, but you want to see what this video is about anyways. So, doesn't matter if any three of those were the reason why you clicked on this video. I'm glad you're here. My name is Sharice. I am the owner and founder of Everyday Skin Co., a natural skincare brand that focuses on people that have very sensitive skin. So, failure mindset. I think in some shape or form, if you're a business owner, if you're not, if you're alive and a human, you have felt like this at some point in your life. Now, when you're a business owner, it's probably times a million, right? There's a group of small business owners that started their business from passion and have never had a true desire to run a business, but they have a passion for something and they see that they can monetize that passion. And then you have those that have the idea of wanting to run their own business but have no experience whatsoever, has never had anybody in their family that own a business, and definitely don't have anybody that, that doesn't really have the exposure to anybody, a mentor, anything to kind of walk you through the process of what it's like to run a business, what it's like to be an entrepreneur. And because of that, I feel like that group of entrepreneurs fall into the failure mindset probably more than the average person. And they probably actually stay there longer than the average person. And they probably revisit it over and over and over again. I feel like that has been something that I've struggled with this entire journey of me starting my skincare brand, where I run into imposter syndrome, like I'm not good enough. And really, like, when one thing goes wrong, and that's kind of what the failure mindset is. So you have a problem or issue, or you feel like you are stuck at a certain point in your journey of your business, so much to the point where you don't even want to continue and go forward. You don't want to, maybe something went wrong. And I can even use examples for myself. When I was learning to formulate my own products, like something would go wrong with the formulation and I'd be back to square one and I almost would want to give up and not even try to start over again, like start trying the process all over again, because you get in that failure mindset. In reality, it's just one small little piece of your bigger puzzle. And this is what I've talked about, where if you don't use other avenues like YouTube to use like as a reference point of where you came from, you will get stuck in this cycle. And some people never come out of it. Like, some people will start an idea to start their own business and they never launch it. That happens all the time. And it's not because they didn't have a good idea. It's because they got stuck in a failure mindset cycle and they could never get out of it. I truly believe that the failure mindset is a fear of trying again. Trying again when the first or second or third time didn't work out, and you truly believe that you're the problem and you're not good enough. But I'm here to tell you that that just is not true. That is the devil, and the devil is real, and the devil is lurking through and through everywhere you turn. And you have to be aware that whatever is against you is not God. Whatever is against you is not the truth and what you are destined to be and what you're destined to become. I truly believe that if you have a passion for something and you actually are good at it, because people are passionate about a lot of things, don't mean you're good at it. But if you have a passion about something and you're good at it, and you have, and not just family or whatever people, because family gonna support you for the most part, but if you have some bit of a following, use that as your anchor to pull you out of these slums when you fall into the failure mindset. Because like I said, we already talked about how easy it is to stay there and just continue on this wheel. In the beginning of my skincare journey, every single month, I talked myself out. And I'm actually probably being light. But I'll say every single month. It might have been every single day, but I'll say every single month before I launched. I talked myself out of doing this. I told myself I wasn't good enough. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are that you could start your own skincare brand when you don't know anything about running a business? And if also at that, before, in the beginning, you don't even know anything about ingredients. You don't know anything about creating one product. And now I have 5 products, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy how we are our own worst enemies. And I truly believe that you have to be so strong-willed. Like, this is the hardest job I've ever had in my life, because I have to motivate myself when I don't have any motivation. I have to bring myself up out of the depression and the woes is me and I'm not good enough and I've already tried this and I'm tired of trying. So it's just easy just to give up. Like, nobody is going to pull you out of that, but you do have avenues to help you along the way, but you truly have to be the one to pull yourself out of that mindset. I feel like YouTube can definitely be a vessel to help you because of the community that you form when you decide to share your journey. And even if you choose not to, and that's not your thing to actually create videos about your journey, I highly recommend it. But if you choose not to, you can at least join in, and you can find videos and channels that talk about small businesses, or you can join different channels that talk about entrepreneurship, or that focus really on what you're creating, or maybe things that are not directly related to what you want to create, but they still give some positive advice about what they've done. And then also this shows you the real when it comes to running a business, and just not all of the beautiful pieces of it. Because I will say this, when it comes to YouTube, sometimes we look at other people's channels and we look at their lives, and we become envious of what we see. I've done it. I'm sure, if you're watching, you may have done it. And you kind of wish that you were already in that space. Like, you wish that your business was already thriving. I've seen so many videos where people are, 400 sales within 2 hours of them launching some new product line, and they just have sales rolling in, like, always selling out. And it's like, dang, can I get some of that love? Like, I feel like that sometimes, but I don't know what they did to get to that point. I don't know how many nights they cried before this day came to where they were able to show this. So although they're showing all the good pieces, there could have been some really bad times in their business before they made it to that level. But you'll watch these channels, and then that sometimes can further push you back into that failure mindset to say, you'll never be like them. You'll never be able to, and it can be very discouraging. What I was sitting up and talking to my fiance, and he made a really great point about how YouTube can be a vessel for you to kind of get on the right track and get in a more positive state of mind when it comes to your business, when you're using YouTube as what it was intended for, really like a tutorial learning social media platform. You can search pretty much anything under the sun on YouTube and you can find a video on how to do something, right? But I think sometimes if you're on YouTube for your business and if you're on YouTube, for entrepreneurship, then you could be pulling at different avenues, and it just might be overwhelming, right? I've been there when it's like, okay, I want to learn this about Shopify. I want to learn how to, how does email marketing work, or, I want to implement text messaging, all these different things all at the same time of you learning, just how to make products. Now I got to learn a gazillion other things, and I'm watching video after video and this topic and this topic. And okay, though, now my mind is jumping over here. All of that can cause you to shut down, and you be like, I don't want to do nothing. I don't have the bandwidth for any of this because I'm consuming all of this information, and then also there's no action behind it because I'm just sitting here watching other people. That's how the ones that the business never starts, because they're the watchers. They watch, consume, and then there's no action behind anything that they've consumed. Because on top of that, you got the failure mindset going on in the background, telling you that everything you just consumed, is no way that you could do this. There's no way you should even try. You shouldn't even start it, because how are you going to learn how to do that? It's too difficult. It's too hard. I'm telling you, all these little thoughts come flying in, and sometimes you never make a move in the right direction. So if you feel like this is you that I'm talking about, or you know that you've been there and sometimes you go back there, I want you to focus on being kind to yourself, giving yourself grace, and setting small goals that you actually can track and you can see the progress. If you're somebody like me, I try to keep everything in my head. That's terrible. Don't keep everything in your head, because it's hard for you to see the progress that you've made. Checklists, it's more work, but it's so beneficial to have something in writing somewhere visually that you could take a look at, and you can see that you've checked off 3 and 4 and 5 different things, and maybe you still haven't made it to you're ready to launch your business, or you still haven't made it to learning this new functionality or feature within Shopify, but you've done 3 other things. You have that track record, and then now you can say, you know what, Sharice, you just checked out 4 things off your list. I know you said you were going to have this done by the end of 2024, but you made some progress. Be kind to yourself. Girl, you did that. You ain't made it to the finish line, but you did that. You made progress. You're striving to your final destination. And I promise you, when you start doing them in bite sizes, just taking a little bit after a little bit, you will get the whole pie. You will get to that whole pie. But if you can't see the pieces that you already have placed there, then it looks like I just got a half of a pie and I'm never going to get the whole thing. I also feel like overthinking and perfectionism is the root of the failure mindset, because you want everything to be perfect before you do whatever. Like, you want all these things to be checked off. We go back to this goal list. So you're not going to launch the business, or you're not going to come out with this new functionality because it isn't perfect yet, or you don't feel like you have enough knowledge to speak to it yet. Those are things that will deter you from moving further and forward in your journey. So I just really feel like the key is just starting and to make some progress, even if your progress is messy, even if it's not perfect. You're doing something. You're moving forward, because the thing is, we're always learning every day, and what you have now, it might not be exactly how you want it to be. Now, this is just an example for my business. I would like to have custom bags when I participate in markets. I think that just looks really, really nice. Like, I do. I think it looks professional, and that's a small thing, It's not a be all, but for somebody, that could stop them from even ever participating in the market because they don't have them yet. So it's just those type of things. Like, what I have is a plain bag, and I ended up putting a sticker on there that has my business name in it, and has the QR code that takes you to my links. It's rather bootleg, to say the least. It's not fancy. You might even say messy in a way, even though I feel like it's as professional as it can be for what it is, but I'm not beating myself up about it. And I know that I will get better, and I'll be able to get to a point where I can afford to provide custom bags to my customers. But today just isn't that day. So do I not participate in the market? Do I just not have bags? Absolutely not. You still push and you go for it, and you just start. You start at ground zero, and ground zero is me having a plain bag with a sticker on it. And I feel like starting at ground zero when it's kind of messy, it just paints such a beautiful picture when it's all polished and together. You know, I really believe that you feel so good to see where you've come from instead of you trying to wait to start and everything be perfect, because really it'll never always be, 100% perfect. But instead of you waiting till it's perfect, you go ahead and start in the mess of it all. And then over a year's time or 2 years, you can come back and look at the photo that you, a photo that you took of what what the packaging looked like. And you're like, dang, I can't even believe I was selling that. But I had to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that still, the momentum, it still propels you, and that keeps you out of that failure mindset because you're still trying. You're getting up every day and you're giving it your best shot. That, you're doing something, you're moving, you're making those moves. And I truly feel like that kind of pulls you out. I feel like when you're in a failure mindset, you're almost like drowning. You're drowning in worry. You're drowning in... I was popping my stuff and my camera cut off on me. It got too hot. But dang, I was in it. I was feeling it, y'all. But all right, failure mindset. I said it feels like you're drowning. To me, that's what it felt like. Like literally, you are losing it all. You're drowning in worry. You're drowning in self-doubt. You're drowning in perfectionism, overthinking. Literally, all these things are like weighing you down, and it's almost like a weight on top of you, and you can't get up to the surface. So when you set up small little goals, bite-sized goals, right? Just talking about bite-sized. You set them bite-sized goals, that pulls you up a little bit more, and pulls you up a little bit more. Eventually, you're going to make it up to the top. Once you get to the top, you keep that momentum of having these things set in place, having your goals in place, having the attitude of it's better to do something than to do nothing at all. And we're making small progress. You stay afloat. Stay afloat. That's what it is. It's no more failure mindset. We just over here floating. We floating. We wading in the water. Right? Right? And I feel like once you get to that point, everything that you do in your business, it's all a journey, right? But it becomes fun, right? Because you know that it's going to be times where you're going to go back down and you're going to start drowning again, because things, just how life is, right? It's ups and downs in life. And even when that happens and you hit a hard wall and you're like, dang, I wasn't expecting this. It's a part of your journey. It's a part of what you are destined to go through in life, and what you are, like it's all outlined. So you were supposed to be in this space because you're supposed to come out on the other side of something, and you eventually pull yourself back up and you start floating again, because you already have your foundation of what you're supposed to do when those blocks come and try to knock you down and drown you again. I also feel like the company you keep can either make you or break you when you're on this entrepreneurial journey. Surround yourself with positive influences. Surround yourself with people that want the best for you. Surround yourself with people that are going to be encouraging and that are not going to think that what you're doing is stupid or pointless or you're never going to be anything. Eliminate those people out of your life. And if you can't eliminate them, because they could be your parents, it happens. Keeping it real. They could be a family member that you're close to. They could be some form of a guardian that just doesn't know any better because they've never had anything. So therefore, they don't know how to be anything more than what they already are. And that's all right. But what you do is you limit yourself from being exposed to those type of people, because that is going to keep you in the failure mindset. If you have people around you that all they know how to do is talk about negativity and they don't have anything good that's going on for them, how can they pour into you? Because their cup is empty. So it's fine. Leave them where they are and pray for those people. And you start shifting yourself over to a community like YouTube where there are other people that are, in a positive state of mind. Come over here with me. I will be there for you. I if nothing else in this life, like, I exude that in every shape and form and way. And what I stand for in life is living a positive life, stress-free life. Life is short and it's hard enough. And I don't intend to keep people around me that make it harder, right? So my circle is tight and my circle is right. That's one thing that has always, I've never had an issue with that, but I know that has always helped me when I'm in my downturn and my failure mode, having that strong circle of positive influences in my life that want to see me do well. And that anytime that I got something negative to say about myself, they're coming back with something positive. Those are the type of people that you want to keep around you, that are going to speak life into you and life into your business and everything that you have going on. If you don't have that in your life, I pray that you find it with someone that genuinely wants to see you do well. And maybe you can share that with them, that you really need them to be there for you because you don't have anybody else. Or if you can join, again, some type of group where you guys all have something in common and what you're trying to achieve, then you can be each other's, sounding board of reason and positivity. I think that is something that is truly needed, and it gets looked over. Like, some of the most successful people in life is because they have at least one person that's in their corner, and they are, talking them off the ledge of, like, I'm not doing this no more and I'm ready to quit. And then there are some that don't have that and they do quit, and they just can't go on any further because the stress of running their business or whatever it is that they're, trying to achieve, it's too heavy. The burden is too heavy, and they give up. So take that with you. And that is a for sure easy one. Eliminate and move and separate yourself from those type of people that don't want to speak life into what you got going on. And then really try to attach yourself, but a genuine attachment, but attach yourself to people that are moving in the waves that you're trying to go. I also feel like we, and me, when I say we, I'm included. I also feel like we need to reframe what we think failure is. Failure is really growth. It really is. And reframing that in a way that twists it into a positive. You learned something. You failed in this, but what did you learn? What are you taking away from it? What are you going to do different? And so if we think about any time where we felt short from our goal, what did you learn? What will we do different next time? Instead of going in a spiral of how you're not good enough. It's nothing to do with that. Nothing at all. We are good enough. We are motivated enough. We're not perfect. Sometimes we overthink. But we're determined to keep going. We wake up every day. We wake up positively, ready to start the day and ready to try. And because of that, when we do fail, we think about what we can do different. How can we make sure this doesn't happen again? Because we're going to have these times. And it's going to be something different next time. We won't let this happen again, right? We're not going to let this one thing happen again, but something else is going to come along and it's not going to be perfect. Even though we're not looking for perfection, because we're growing. We're growing through this. We're learning. We take that and you start to feel better. You feel better about your situation because you know this is a learning moment and it isn't the end of your journey. You're on the right path. I promise you are. You're on the right path. And if you're watching this video right now, I don't want you to give up because you're feeling as though you don't know where else to go. You don't know where to turn. It's too hard. Take a breath, take a break, get around some people that give you some love, get a hug, take a nap, all of those things. Oh, man, y'all. I'm telling you, I've been there. I've been there and I may get back there again because I'm not perfect and I'm not looking for perfection. Not in this life, you know, not in this life. And it's okay. Perfection doesn't exist. We will fail. We will get back up. We will try again. And yeah. So I hope this video finds the right people that, you know, are in a state of mind that maybe isn't the best right now. And I'm hoping that this may have given you the little boost that you needed to start your week, to go into 2025 on a positive note. You know, use YouTube. Use YouTube as that vessel, right? Focus on the small wins. Don't watch every video. Don't watch every single video on YouTube because you can't do every single thing right now, right? Watch my stuff though, but no. But watch the videos that cater to the small goals that you're trying to accomplish right now. And then you go on to something else. And it's okay to watch the people that are very successful because guess what that is? That's a positive influence, right? So you're watching people, you might not know anybody personally, but you know that YouTuber that you saw them make 500 sales in 24 hours and you want to be like them. And it's not jealousy. It's like, I look up to you. And because I'm not in a failure mindset, I'm not mad that I'm not there. I'm watching you and I'm learning to see how I can get there. So, all right, y'all, that's all I got. But I appreciate y'all taking the time for my little car chronicles. If you made it to the end of the video, you know what I always say. Leave a green heart to let me know that you made it. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Peace out.